Check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Before I start, let me start the show a little different because I gotta drive this plane home. So let me do this. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/Doggie Diamonds TV. Until next time, peace. Yeah, because I gotta drive the plane home for people to click subscribe and hit the bell. You just gotta, be repetitive when you tell people that, because some people won't subscribe and some people won't hit the bell. So I gotta make sure y'all do that. So I came back rather. I wanted to talk to y'all really quick about today. Today is a big day in the life of many men. Because it's Father's Day. And there are many fathers out there. So I wanted to talk to y'all about father and daddy, because it's not the same thing. As some fathers are daddies, but not all fathers are daddies. I'm going to make it make sense to y'all so y'all don't be like, what on earth is this fool talking about? There's a difference between father and daddy. You can be a father and a daddy, but sometimes you're just a father and not a daddy. Now, I will say this. I don't like when women get wished happy Father's Day. I don't like that. I think that that's very disrespectful, because I've never seen a man get wished happy Mother's Day. I don't like that. So I think that that's very, very disrespectful, and I think it's just downright stupid. Ladies, you're not a father. You can play the role of mother and father, I guess, but you're still not a father. I never seen a single father get wished a happy Mother's Day and accept Mother's Day. He knows that he's a man and he can't be a mother. You could play the role of a mother and a father, but you know that you're a father. So I just think that that's very disrespectful to say that. So it is a lot of fathers out there. A lot of fathers don't get credit. A lot of fathers are in their child's life, and it's a lot of men who are stepfathers and godfathers like myself. I'm not a stepfather, I'm a godfather. And I think that it's very important that even if you don't have any biological children, if you have biological children, always take a child and show them the love of a father, whether it's a child in your neighborhood, whether it's your next door neighbor, whether it is a little cousin, whatever the case may be. So everybody knows that I have a god baby. That if you on my Instagram and everything, you see her all over. It's my goddaughter. Everybody think it's my daughter, but it's not my daughter. It's my goddaughter. It just so happens that we are related, so we resemble because we have a family resemblance. Now, with her, and I should be getting her this week too for the summer, but with her, she's a little girl. She's 6 years old. So it's important for me, and she has a father, she has a stepfather, she got uncles, she got a godfather, she grandfather. I'm her godfather. She got grandfather. She has everything. But for me, her being a little girl, it's important for me to show her that you can get love from a man. You can get flowers from a man. You can get everything from a man, and doesn't have to be a sexual thing. So she's 6 years old. So I would get her flowers when we go out. We go on to Chuck E. Cheese, and then we're going to eat and all that. So she know that a man loves me. My father loves me. My stepfather loves me. My grandfather loves me. My uncles love me. And my godfather loves me. And it's just unconditional love. I don't have to be anything special, but just be who I am. So my thing, when you have little ladies coming up, it's important that they learn to get love from you and men, because they have to learn that it's not a sexual thing. Like, you don't have to give up something to get flowers. So as she get older, she gonna be like, well, I always got flowers. So a guy trying to court them to smash or whatever the case may be, they're gonna be like, I've been getting flowers since I was 6. That don't you gonna have to that ain't gonna work. I shouldn't have to give up something to get flowers. I shouldn't have to give up something because you took me out to eat, you know? So at the end of it all, that's why I am that way with her. I show her, love, and show her what love is. love is just us just having a good time and allowing her to be a 6-year old. Whether she want to call me a poopy leg and all this stuff, that's just what it is. So, and I think a lot of times, um, little girls especially have to be able to trust men, have to be able to trust men, because once their father break their heart, then they are, a lot of them go out on a limb, because the first man that they came in contact with a lot of time was their father. And if he didn't do the right thing because of the relationship with the mother, or even if he doesn't want a relationship with the mother, or he doesn't even want the child, that causes resentment. And a lot of them females go out on a limb and start just doing extracurricular stuff and madness. So if you was to probe and ask a lot of females that you see doing a lot of stuff, just ask them where their father is. And a lot of times you'll see that their father is absent, and it's not their choice. They didn't want that to happen, but because their father was absent, they have certain behaviors, you know. So again, for me, when I see children, like I love all children, I love children. And the cure, I'm telling you, the cure for depression is in a child's laugh. That is in a child's laugh, the laughter of children, seeing them playing and having fun, that will make you feel better, because you just like, wow. Like look at the innocence is just so dope, because they don't have a care in the world. All they want to do is play. And then you take joy in making sure that they're protected, they're provided for, and they just playing and just being a child. And it might have been something that you were deprived of. So you know how important it is. You know how important it is. So Father's Day is very, very important for a lot of men, because a lot of men really put in double, triple time. And again, you might have your biological, then you might have steps. And now you're in a war of making sure that your biological and your stepchildren get the same amount of love, and there is no conflict of favoritism or any of that. Because a lot of times you have them wars, and then a lot of times a lot of men came into situations where the biological father was just out the picture, and you just fill that role and fill that void. So I see times people are like, happy Father's Day to my father, and it's not even their biological father, but this individual has been there in the most trying times and the greatest of times. This individual has been there. And I just want to say to the men out there, you really have no excuse besides incarceration to not be in your child's life. You have to be in your child's life in some type of form, some type of capacity. Time is everything. If you make it about money, then it's going to be about money. But time is everything. Time is everything. Just letting that child know that you care for them, just reassuring them that I care about you. Because most of the time, a child doesn't know anything about how much money you have or you don't have. They just want to see you. Every child wants their father. Every child wants their father. So you just have no excuse. If you're not getting along with your child's mother, you have to find a way. You have to be a man. You have to be a man and man up and say, look, for the sake of my child, I'm going to find a way to make this work, because I want to see my child. If you are an individual and you're on child support and you sitting on your ass not doing nothing, you might have to just go get a job, bro. There is no pride and ego when you don't have anything. You can't be a choosy bum. And you brought a life into this world, so you know that this life has to be provided for. I like the fact when people say, yo, man, I'm about to have this baby, man, I gotta change, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Yo, I respect that, because they know that they have to be responsible. They know that they're bringing a new life into the world. They know that it's things that they have to do. That is the dopest thing to do. Say, yo, I'm about to get this other job. My wife is pregnant, so we got a little one coming. I got to make sure everything is straight. You pat these dudes on the back, and you just always congratulate the homies when you see them doing the right thing. When you see that they're a good father, you let them know, yo, You take care of them children. I respect that. I respect that because a lot of times, people die from the lack of appreciation. When you don't feel appreciated, you feel like you don't have no purpose. So a lot of times when you are a father and it seems like nobody don't care that you're a father, it's just like, damn, like I just might as well just be a deadbeat like everybody else. And also, you don't get props for doing things that you are supposed to do. You can get words of encouragement, but stop acting like you get extra credit for doing things that you're supposed to do. You are supposed to provide for your children. You are supposed to take care of them. You do not babysit your children. Stop saying I'm babysitting. You do not babysit your children. They are yours. They are yours. So I respect everybody out there for being a father. And I'm not gonna put on a good father, a blah blah blah. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not gonna do that to you. What I'm doing tonight is I'm in the mode of correction. If you're not doing the right thing, then get on the ball. It's never too late. It's never too late. And even if you have a child, your child might be 25 years old and they want to curse you out and they want to say you haven't been there for 25 years. Sometimes you got to stand there and you got to take that because you haven't. You got to take it. You haven't. And there's no excuse unless you was incarcerated. Other than that, there's no excuse. No distance. No distance should stop you from seeing your children. No scenario should stop you from seeing your children. There is a way. Sometimes I know we don't like dealing with the law, the system, and the government, but they're going to deal with the law system and the government when it comes to putting your ass on child support. So what you need to do is get you your visitation. Especially if you're on child support, how are you giving money and you think that the money just makes everything on better? No, they want time. So in your absence, and this is where I'm going to go into the other part of the bill, in your absence, if you're not there, you're just a father biologically. Someone else gets to be daddy. Daddy is the one that they wake up to. Daddy is the one that take them to school, get them haircuts. Daddy is the one that's there. Put a Band-Aid on their boo-boo. Daddy is the one who they want to walk them down the aisle. Daddy is the one that's getting him or her dressed for the prom. Daddy is a whole new thing. So you can be a father biologically, but daddy is somebody different. And you want to be daddy if you're a father. You don't have to live in a household to be daddy either. You just have to do these things when it comes to your children. You have no excuse. You have absolutely no excuse. But the daddy is supposed to teach them how to ride the bike. Daddy's supposed to teach them how to tie the shoes, how to tie a tie. Hey, even daddy, when you gotta do your daughter hair, I mean, you might take a pound of grease and put it in their hair, or some spray and put it in their hair and do that little ponytail. That's what a daddy is. And you want to be daddy because daddy gets so much love. Fathers get love, but daddy gets a lot of love because you're there. And I'm telling you, children don't know if you got $1, $10, or $10,000. That's adult conversation. But they do remember that park. They do remember being pushed on a swing. They do remember that dollar ice cream because they don't know how much the ice cream costs. They do remember these things. And it's very, very important that you're there for these aspects of their life. And stop disappearing, stop disappointing your children because you're having issues with these women. You have to find a way to make it work, even if you got to be the bigger person, even if you have an immature child's mother. You have to be mature any way you could. If you got to go through a third party, hey, look, me and you don't get along, or hey, look, you don't want me to know where you live, or whatever the case may be. Well, hey, could you meet me at the precinct? Sometimes it's just an exchange. Never talk bad about your child's mother in front of your children, because at the end of it all, they're going to love their mother, especially if they live with them. People be doing that. So again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I'm not going to say the real fathers, the stand up men. If you are a part of fertilizing that egg, you're a father. So there is no real father, no stand up father. There is none of that. Father is a father, but a daddy is somebody different. And you want to be both. You want to be the father, but you want to be that daddy. And figure it out. Don't let anger supersede your judgment. And this is coming from me. Because when there's children involved, what they see will always devastate them. They will never forget. Children, you've been a child once. It's certain things that you never forgot. And if you ever seen domestic violence or of any violence of any sort and you was a child, you never forgot it. You almost mentally scarred. You never forgot. You can be 30 years old and you remember when 4 years old when your father punched your mother in the face. Especially if it's something that's habitual. Because now you grow fear of your father. So again, to all the guys out there, happy Father's Day. Happy Daddy's Day, because that's very important to be a daddy to your child, to your son, to your daughter. And if you have multiple baby mothers, make it work. Because at the end of the day, them children are siblings. And it's going to come a point in time where they're going to need each other, because you're not going to be here anymore, because you're going to pass on, because you don't want to bury your children. So you hope you pass before your children bury you. That's what we all will hope for. But it's going to be a point where them siblings are going to need each other, because you're not going to be here and they are the direct descendants of you. So if you have different children with different mothers, make sure they in tune with one another. It has nothing to do with adults. See, sometimes we have to remove the adult conflict and think about what's great, the greater good for the children. And when you could do that, you could figure it out. Even if you got to bite your tongue, even if you got to say, just do it. Because when you see that child smile, especially if they turn like 5, 6 and their teeth is missing or their first tooth, like you want to be there for all that. You want to be there for the first steps. You want to be there for that first tooth. You want to be there when that tooth fall out. You want to be there. But if you can't be there, you be there as much as possible, even if it's weekly, even if you drop in, even if you just go up to their school and they come out of their school. You know the joy of a child coming out that school and seeing their father there. You know how much joy they get just coming out of that school and seeing their father. There's nothing more satisfying to a child than saying, that's my father, that's my daddy, because you got to remember, when it comes to children, you are the first superhero. They think you're the strongest. They think you can beat everybody. You can pick up everything. You can do anything. They believe in their daddy. And then once you break that bond and you break that trust, you kind of never get it back. So again, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Women, let the men have their day. Stop being on some yeah, I'm a father and a mother. No. Again, if you are in a relationship with a man and it didn't work out, and some men are not good for your children, I understand that. When you start dating, you might run into another guy who, y'all got to start vetting these men too. You can't bring all men around your children. That's a whole nother bill. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother bill. Your child can't meet every man in your life. That's a whole different bill, but Anyway, I just wanted to say that. Came back real quick to holler at y'all. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Happy Daddy Day to all the daddies, the godfathers, the stepfathers, the uncle that played the role of the father, the cousins that played the role of the father, the grandfathers. Shout out to all the men who just love children. And even again, if you have a surrogate, if it's the kid down the hall, but you take them to get haircuts, when you go outside and the ice cream man come and you make sure all the children get ice cream, you father. You're a father. You know what I'm saying? And if more men father the neighborhoods instead of getting these young boys and putting them on to the set, putting packs in their hand and blooding them in and cripping them in and giving them information that's going to send them to the prison or morgue, that would change the dynamics of our neighborhood because the children come first. And a lot of times you have these older guys who can't wait to create complete losers like them. And I don't like that neither. You know what I'm saying? So one of the best things you could do, when I was younger, my OGs used to say, take your ass to school. I didn't listen, but I wasn't allowed to play hooky in front of them. I wasn't allowed to drink in front of them. I wasn't allowed to do nothing because they was like, yo, what are you doing? You throwing your life away. Now it became cool for older guys to watch the youngins throw their life away. You as a 35-year-old man is not supposed to be out there with 14-year-olds. Hold on, you got a problem? Here we go. I'm gonna get you up out of here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta you are not supposed to be out there drinking and smoking with 14-year-olds. You are not supposed to be out there if you 35, if you 40 years old. Why are you out there with children? Those are children. Why are you making children delinquent? Why are you doing that? You have to be a father to the hood too. Because all of us had that one OG in the hood that we respected. He wasn't no hustler. He wasn't none of that. But when we seen Mr. Such and Such, he just carried himself with such an esteem that you put the beer down when he walked past. Some dudes put the weed down because he just had, it was a respect thing. Now Mr. Such and Such is hanging out there with the kids. So after a while, they say, yo, go to the store. Because you become one of them. But I'm not going to talk your head off. I just conducted a whole interview. I just wanted to come back and build with y'all really quick on that. Hope y'all enjoy your Father's Day. Hope you had a good time. Spend time with your children. Call them if you not around. FaceTime them. Do all you could. I hope y'all got gifts as far as, you know, things that you appreciate. You know, because they don't be buying men nothing either on Father's Day. You know, you get a Father's Day, you get a damn paper tie and all that, and it's just like whatever, you know. You good, but Mother's Day, y'all be, you know, dudes be going all out. So again, I just hope y'all just have a good Father's Day. And that's all I had to say today for about that. So with that, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. I gotta go. Peace. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/Doggie Diamonds TV. Till next time, peace.